Skippyjon Jones by Judy Schachner. Every morning, Skippyjon Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all.
"Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches,"
ordered Mama Junebug Jones.
"No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds,"
she scolded.
"or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mr. Doohickeys' bird bath."
The lecture went on and on as usual.
"You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants,"
said his mother,
"about what it means to be a cat. Not a bird, not a mouse, or a grouse, not a moose, or a goose, not a rat, or a bat. You need to think about what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet,"
she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippyjon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed.
"Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones, and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head."
On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippyjon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror.
"Holy guacamole!"
exclaimed Skippyjon Jones.
"What was that?"
So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said,
"My ears are too big for my head. My head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua."
Back on land, Skippyjon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippyjon Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice.
"My name is Skippito Fresquito. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done. Yes, indeed-o."
Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch.
"Can Skippyjon come out of his room now?"
asked Jujubee.
"No,"
answered Mama Junebug Jones.
"Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking."
In fact, Skippyjon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust.
"Ay, caramba! Who goes there?"
asked Skippyjon Jones.
"We go by the name of the Los Chimichangos,"
growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones.
"Who are you?"
"I am El Skippito, the great sword fighter,"
said Skippyjon Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up.
"Like a mosquito, dude,"
asked Poquito Tito.
"I go incognito."
said Skippito.
"Do you like rice and beans?"
asked Pintolito.
"See, I love rice and beans."
said Skippito.
"He might be the dog of our dreams,"
whispered Rosalita.
"Perhaps,"
said Tia Mia.
Evie knows their secret password.
Leaning toward Don Diego, El Skippito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear.
Chupichu!
Bless you.
Said Don Diego.
Gracias.
Then it's true.
Decreed Don Diego.
Yip, yippee, yippito! It's the end of Alfredo Bozito! Skippito is here! We have nothing to fear! Adios to the bad Bumblebeeto!
Then all of the chimichangos went crazy loco. First they had a fiesta. Then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblebeeto for Skippito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos, so great that one could hear a whisker drop.
Alfredo Bozito!
Whispered the crowd.
El Blimpo! Bumblebeeto! Bandito! See!
Said Paquito Tito.
The bandito steals our frijoles!
Not your beans!
Cried Skippito, outraged.
See!
Poquito continued.
Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto and jelly too. And now he comes for us.
Poquito added.
¿Por qué?
Asked Skippito.
Because we are full of beans too.
Then Don Diego stood tall and in his most somber voice declared,
Yo quiero frijoles.
Huh?
asked Skippito.
The dude just wants his beans back.
Said Poquito Tito.
And you are the dog for the job.
Me?
Asked Skippito. Then all the chimichangos turned toward Skippito, the great sword fighter. But poor Skippito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions.
Vamos, Skippito! Or it is you the bandito will eat-o!
They cried. Skippito stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook like the jello, and his teeth chattered like the castanets. Then in a muy, muy soft voice he said,
My name is Skippito Fresquito. I fear not a single bandito.
But Alfredo Bozito flew straight for Skippito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face.
Holy frijoles!
Cried Skippito as he thrust his sword in the air. Suddenly, pop, went the bandito, landing on Skippito's sword, and quicker than one could say, Chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Bozito, the Bumblebeeto bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song.
Yip, yippee, yippito! Our hero is El Skippito! He's the dog of our dreams!
But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippyjon's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Bangito, Crashito, Papito, Skippito. Just in time to see Skippyjon's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head.
Skippyjon Jones!
Everyone cried.
Hola, muchachitas.
He said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippyjon and covered his head with furry, purry kisses.
What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs?
She scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippyjon began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed.
Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that.
Say good night, Skippyjon Jones,
called his mama.
Buenas noches, mis amigos,
said Skippyjon Jones. The end.